what do you want us to do? And I go, all right.
Can I step in there? Sorry, Paul. If that happens, all PDCs are meant to be done in real time. If the PDC is not done in real time, the PDC has not been done. I've been into a store before and I questioned whether they'd been done, and I had every van re-PDC'd, and I would not let any go out. You have the same right. Your license on the line at the end of the day. Don't take it out. Don't let anyone threaten you. You have everything to back you up, because I think check number 3 on the PDC is whether the number plates lights are working, which means they have to have the key in the ignition, which means the camera on the van will be recording. So they can tell whether they're being done or not. You've got all this power there, which will back you up. They can't bullshit you and say, yes, it was done, when it's not been.
Well, I've gone in to look for the Lightfoot machine, and I go, where is it? It's been hidden in the glove box.
I rocked up to a store a little while ago, and I had everybody, all the 3 OTMs put on disciplinary and the section leader, because all the PDCs had been done, and all the windscreens had snow on them. One of the checks is to check the window wipers, so I knew that had been done. So I had all vans re-PDC. It caused havoc on the day, but that's not my problem.
Right.
Can I just come in there, Paul? It's Michaela. I'm your health and safety rep for Eastbourne, and I spoke to you last time.
Oh, hello there, you're right.
The audit. I'm going to pick up with you after this, because we did ask you to be a rep, and I think you'd make a great one. We see if we can sort out some of the issues that you've got over in Eastbourne. Okay.
I wouldn't see you, but yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're right. Nice to see you.
We've got Race that wants to come in and ask a question.
So I might have missed it earlier because my connection dropped. I am on speaker, and I just double checking. Yeah. So in regards to the whole camera system again, I agree with some of the points. Yes, I agree it's a privacy thing, but I also agree the fact that it should stop people from touching their phones. Yes, I guess there's issues with some stores. And I agree with no smoking in the vans and stuff like that, because I won't lie, we've got some people in this store. Mind, I work in a Swansea, so we do a good quarter of Wales. But you get into some of the vans and you can visibly tell, and like someone's been smoking in there. Like, you could smell it a mile off, for God's sake. But the ones I don't agree with, heavily I don't agree with people not being able to drink, unless you're going to provide us aircon, because the aircon is provided into the fridge. So we'd have no aircon. We have a cold fan, and that's about as good as it gets. And that's not exactly cold, and let's be honest, in some of these vans. So I don't agree that we shouldn't be allowed to drink, simply because that is forcibly dehydrating someone during their work hours. And sometimes it gets to a point where you are that far behind due to traffic or other means like that that's out of your control, that you just do need to eat on the go. Yes, you're not legally really supposed to do it, but sometimes you do need to do it, like a quick chocolate bar or something. That's not going to take your distraction off the road or something like that, like a quick chocolate bar or something like that, to just keep you going.
You should be taking your break.
Say again, sorry?
You should be taking your break no matter what. If you're buying stuff, you should be taking your break. You shouldn't be eating on the go. You should be stopping and having your break, because you're breaking the law by not doing that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I 100% agree. It's just, I know I see sometimes where we've got a few drivers here at our store where they do tend to be a bit slower than they should be. Obviously, they try their best and stuff. Some of them are older people, some of them are newer people, but sometimes they don't have that time until the end of their shift to take their break. And it's like, if you, like myself, I work 12 to 10, 5 days a week. If I've been working for that long, it's quite difficult to not want to eat during that period if you're running behind, if that makes sense. But then
you've still got to stop and have your break. If you're late to the customers, you're late to the customers. And if you get to the end of your shift and you haven't delivered everything, you bring it back. You don't. You don't sort of put your own safety in jeopardy because you're worried about somebody not getting their shopping.
Yeah, because I'm not, for myself personally, I don't have the issue. I tend to somehow save time. I don't know how, but I see some drivers where they're running behind, and some of them they choose to eat on the go, some of them they take their break, but the ones that take their break and they deliver to customers late, they're getting penalised. It's like, that's not their fault. If they're running behind, they have to take their break still.
You can guarantee that your boss will say, yes, great, you've got everything delivered, but if you just have an accident and kill somebody, the first thing they look at, has he had his right brakes? And there's no comeback whatsoever. It'd be on you.
Yeah.
It's your safety, isn't it?
Oh, 100%. It's just like, I mean, we had this exact issue yesterday with getting rid of one of those 69 plates, where apparently they were doing, because it's been off the road for about 2-3 weeks now, and they've been saying apparently they've been checking the van over every day, making sure it starts. That was a lie, because the guy came over yesterday, we tried to jump start it for an hour, it wouldn't even start. Every single DAC light that could be possibly on that DAC was on. And it's like, you see some of the things they've done, and it's like, have they really done that? Have they really done a PDC? Because I'm checking this tyre right now, and that's bald to the point where it would actually skid if it went over any kind of mud.
Jeff and Craig, did you want to come in on Reese's points?
I'm happy to answer. Basically, you do take your breaks. You don't worry about the shopping. If any driver had an accident and killed a child because they were rushing to keep up with their deliveries, they'd never forgive themselves. You're breaking the law. You would. A driver is there to drive. They're not there to catch up. They're not there to break the law. They're there to comply with policy. If policy states, if you're running late, you bring stuff back. Bring it back. At the moment, while you're skipping your breaks and covering up the problem, there is no problem. So make sure you take your breaks, make sure you bring stuff back. They won't adjust it unless they're getting deliveries brought back.
Yeah. And that's the other issue going to the store, but that's not delivery driver side, that's service crew side, so I'll bring that up in another thing.
As I say, I'm a driver, I know everything that goes on, and I know everything that you're told to do does not make it right. At the end of the day, you're the one person that can turn around and say, I ain't doing that. When they say to you, you do, just say, give me it right. I'll guarantee you they will not put it in writing to you, okay? Which means it's wrong. If they're willing to put it in writing, do it, because then you've got the evidence.
Yeah.
Can I just say something very brief about PDCs? We've had at least one instance where they weren't done prior to us going out. I have the documented evidence of that because the guy didn't turn up. So they were done because they were done the day before. And also at Sefton Hall, Liverpool, the manager there demanded that the drivers did their own PDC and then their 5-minute van check, which is illegal. And when one of the drivers brought the issue up, they were threatened with the sack. And then he eventually agreed, well, in that case, what we'll do is you do a PDC for somebody else, and then you will have a different van. So they're getting around it that way, but allowing no extra time, still expecting you to go out. And when the driver who is now no longer there turned around, because I used to work with him at Sainsbury's, he turned around and said what we were taught, which is we deliver beans, bread and milk, not babies. And the manager did his nut. So there you go. PDCs are a legal requirement and they're not followed. So that's it. I just wanted to add that little bit for you.
Okay. So report that to your national rep straight away. They will start drumming it out with whoever they need to. They will jump on that case instantly.
Yeah. To be fair, I have been keeping my regional rep in the loop, but she has not unreasonably agreed that I take this as far as I can on my own, which is why I've got the meeting in the next couple of weeks. And then, because she's been kept...
Process.
Sorry?
That is the process, that you take it as far as you can, and then the Nationals can step in.
Exactly. So she's been kept informed all along the way. So there you go. So, but thanks for the support, guys.
Who you been dealing with, Rich? Is it Lisa or Justine?
Justine. And she's been kept fully up to date as I go along.
Any Sefton issues, Richard? Could you, if I put my email in the chat, could you send them my way?
Yeah, your name's not on there. So who are you?
It's Patrick. I'm the National Health and Safety Rep for the Northwest.
Patrick. I can see it down the bottom. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'll put my email in the chat and just send them my way, and I'll jump on it.
Okay. Yeah.
Duncan's put in the chat. He's got concerns that it will affect trading. Too many distractions. I don't disagree with that. I think that's quite a valid point. There's problems in Hereford store as well with the palms, batteries, and also with the palm holder not charging. So Hereford, the Midlands region, so I'll pick up that separately. And navigating with a crap navigation system is distracting. I wouldn't disagree with that, and in the slightest. Is there any more questions?
Yeah. Yep.
Is that Robert?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Rob. I work at the Lowestoft store. I'm a newly installed rep as well. One of 6. When I use my brakes, my kids are scattered all over the country, so I use my brakes to call my kids, grandkids, my wife, and chat about stuff. Some have got a few personal problems, which quite deep personal problems. So I'll use this opportunity to discuss them. He said you've got to have the keys in ignition for the stuff to be working. The vans are keyless, as such. You just have the key in the vicinity of the van, and they start up. There's no key going in the ignition.
I'll
probably sound a bit thick with that now. I just wondered how that would work.
So what Samsara said was it's when the engine is running.
Yeah.
But I was just thinking this morning how does it work in an electric van because they don't have an engine.
I see. Yeah.
I haven't seen any electric vans. I assume there is an equivalent of starting the van up with an electric van, but it would be the same as starting the engine.
I think they're always running. I have seen them in Wembley. I've got them in Wembley. But Robert, back to your point. When it's -4 outside and you're on your half-hour break and you're talking to your kids, you will have that engine running. So they will be able to listen to, which is what I was saying about the human rights and the privacy laws.
Okay. Yeah, it's a quite big concern to mine because it's,
If you're on your break, that should be your own private time. If you turn around and you're talking to your missus and you say, my manager's a wanker or whatever, but seriously, that's recorded. They have evidence that, bringing us into disrepute. They're not allowed a camera in the canteen. So why are they allowed a camera in a van when you're on a break?
Yeah. Because one of the other drivers brought up that if they're going to be filming us while we're on a break, we don't get paid for our breaks either. Pay us.
Great.
Different about altogether, but yeah.
Any other questions?
Can I just come back on that one? I think when we was having the meeting with Samsara, they did actually mention that there are covers that you can get for the cameras for when you're on a break, and ASDA didn't say whether they've decided to get them or not, but Samsara mentioned that they were available, but we do need to check about whether the sound's going to be recorded or not. So that's one thing that we'll take back for you there.
Thank you.
Right.
Can I throw into the mix then, Lindsay? We've just said if we cover a camera, it will start recording and put off an alert. That's what Craig said earlier. So you have your break, you forget that you've covered the camera because it's half hour later and you've been talking to your missus over Valentine's Day or whatever, and you start driving. Are you then in trouble again?
Yeah, so these are things that we need to check with us.
So I know, like I say, once again, being a driver, you know what goes on and you know how easy it is to forget these things.
A couple of questions in the chat. So when I can find it. So we've been asked if there's going to be a rewards system in place like the Lightfoot one that we have at the minute. There's no plans at this stage to have a reward system in place with a new system. Josh made a really valid point. The chat's going mad.
Sorry, I'm replying to stuff as well, Ben. On the chat.
I'm answering him at the minute. So Josh made a really important point. From the retail industrial relations side, we're also the lowest paid drivers and competitors don't have these cameras. Therefore, we really need some kind of incentive for Master. It's a very valid point, Josh. Sorry. And Craig responded that Morrison's have an in-cab camera. I spoke to one of their drivers last week. And Reece, it says I completely disagree. Should have audio recording. I partially agree with the video, but I have no legal reason for the audio. And Eddie said, absolutely agree that it's a massive invasion of privacy. Cannot understand how this can be allowed or accepted. It has nothing to do with health and safety, never to do with saving costs. For us there, I don't disagree really. And that's the point of the webinar. We're going to capture your voices and your feedback. And we've got some really constructive points. some points that we haven't thought of as well. So really appreciate that, and we'll take your points to the company. Craig.
Yeah, so Ben, I think one of the things that's common things that's come up here is the charging pedals on the vans. That is down to stores to order on consumables. Ben, I'll fire over the information to you on how to do that after this meeting. They're right there at £150 each. But I have also found out that they are repairable, they're a modular design, because I actually dealt with 51T in my previous job. And I don't understand why Asda haven't set up I forget the name of it, they've got a stock of them, you send them in broken when they send you a replacement, and then you send them back to 51T to be repaired. Because while we spend £150 in the cradle, they can probably get repaired for £50. That's absolute madness in my opinion. PDCs, 110% must be done religiously. Any manager says to you, that's not a defect, get it out on the road. You say to the manager, right, you go and drive the van because I'm refusing to. As long as you genuinely believe that the vehicle's unsafe and there is a vehicle defect tracker on one Asda, then ask you to make sure that's in your pod. It's got a red bit and a green bit on it. It tells you, it walks you through what to do. I had an argument with the manager once about splitting a tyre. He says, there's no reason there's no cords exposed, blah, blah, blah. He was adamant he was going to sack me. Tyre fitter turned up. He immediately jumped in the tyre fitter. Tyre fitter turned and looked at him and told him to go raffle himself, for want of a better expression. That's not exactly what he said, but I'm conscious of the fact that I'm an national call. As Jeff's already said, guys, it is your driving licence at the end of the day. Asda, they want the drops on the road. But remember, you signed all the policies. You go out there and don't take a break and you kill somebody. Asda will chuck you so far under a bus you'll come out the other side. You go out there and you got all the drops done on time, the man's got the bonus. You're a hero. Sorry, there's a colleague at the window distracting me here. That's why I'm laughing. Ben, I think it's an opportunity for us to do a bit of work with the drivers here. I
don't disagree with you, because there's more issues that's come out of it than you realise. And I'm not a driver, so I'm not going to pretend to be, and that's why it's really important to hear from the people that do the job. I've got Reese, who had his hand up, and then Paul.
Yes, so I can't remember what I was going to say now. In regards to the audio and stuff, I obviously completely disagree because to me, I understand, as I mentioned earlier, about some parts of the camera system and stuff like that. I understand some parts, yes, I agree, some parts I disagree. But someone did mention in our group the other day that apparently Morrison's have got it and what they can legally do, and they can't refuse them to do, and which what we've been planning on doing if it does come in, is every single night you can sit down with them, ask them to review that footage. Once it's been reviewed and they've seen no things that have been, like, say, you're not supposed to do, like smoking in the van and stuff like that, you can legally ask them to delete that footage due to the fact it's being GDPR. That's what we've been told. I don't know if this is correct or not, but obviously that would be a way around them incentivizing, making sure everything's being deleted straight after, so we're not having stuff potentially leaked on the cloud or something like that. That makes sense.
Craig, Jeff, do you want to come in on that?
I've looked into it a bit more than that, and if there is any evidence, it would be a failure to act. That's what they go with at the moment, so that would not hold up. Basically, my biggest problem with footage is they'll say they're looking at someone for a brake abuse. They will trawl through 8 hours of them being there and pick them up for something else. But they'll say it's because we've now noticed it's a failure to act and we don't. So the footage will be held if it's live, if it's proven that something's been done wrong. You cannot get them to delete it.
It was more in regard to, like, if something wasn't done wrong, as if they review it there and then with 1 or 2 people, like managers and stuff, and it's been clearly visible that nothing's happened and that whole shift, he's done perfectly fine or she's done perfectly fine, whatever.
Then it won't be burnt off, so it'll automatically be deleted. It automatically rolls around and disappears. They only burn stuff off if there's something to answer for. It's the way that they get to that point to answer for something that I'm concerned about at the moment. They get a report of one thing and they find something else and then they use that as evidence.
Yeah.
So just to be clear, just to be clear, this proposed system is not going to be constantly uploading to the cloud. It's only going to upload to the cloud if it detects an incident such as approaching a hazard too fast, harsh cornering, driving distracted. But you're going to, as they can choose how many nudges you get in a shift before that goes to the cloud.